Here's the instruction manual. Bad bitch, check. Cigar, check. Silk, check. Edibles. You take a mint. You pray to whatever God you believe in. You ingest. And then you let the stripper strip away her life. I'm the ghetto Martha Stewart. So I grew up bouncing between Brooklyn and Guyana, Georgetown, Guyana. Georgetown's the capital, and Guyana's a third world country, and it's in South America. So growing up in both of these different, these dynamic places, I inherit something different. When I growing up in Guyana, I'd run around barefoot in the street. There's opportunity in the hopelessness and that desperation is an opportunity to find something promising. There's a good feeling in that. But growing up in both of these two different places, they breed something very different. Like Brooklyn breeds a sort of aggression. It breeds this thing that makes you you have to sort of go get it. You come from a lineage of people that have gone far and further, and you need to sort of live up to that. Guyana gives you, there's so much culture. Like there's so much culture, because all the people around you they look like you. And there's a common theme. It was hard bouncing back and forth. I would live in these two places in 3-year intervals and understand a different dynamic. I'd be shirtless here, and here it's important to have on something name brand. I was in Guyana when I first really heard of Jay-Z. I was listening to, it might have been Volume 3 for the first time, like on tape. That shit was beautiful, that shit was poetic. But being in Guyana the entire time, listening to Beanie Man and Supercat and Sprague Benz and Buju. So the mix of having this burst of inspiration come from this one source that represents a place that looks just like where was familiar to you, but you belong to another world at the same time, it seems really complicated. It's not. I'm in Guyana, Jay's from Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, grown up in Brooklyn. So when I took that and experienced that for the first time in Guyana, it sort of blew my mind. I'm sort of a melting pot of those two experiences, or these two types of inspiration. You take Beanie Man and you take Jay, and you sort of find a bridge. And I live somewhere in between that. So there's a whole fucking history of experiences that brought me to the point where I'm the guy with the Beretta blue silk shirt and the Padrón cigar sitting in front of you. I was telling a girl really recently, because I was in Israel, and I was like, yo, I love strippers. She was like, why you love strippers? I was like, it's transactional. There's no misunderstanding what's happening here, right? Everybody goes to a strip club to be told that they're special. Like, I'm different, right? She's like, yeah, you smell different, you talk different. I'm like, you're right. That's the magic, right? Because really, right, anybody who goes to a strip club, we like the fantasy. You want to be there, you want her to dance for you, you want her to do something enticing. But what you really want is part 2. It's all about breakfast with strippers. My autobiography, Breakfast with Strippers. It was what it represented. It was opulence. It was a life that I had no access to. It was like the first time I smoked a cigar. I remember calling my mom. I was like, yo, Mom, I'm smoking a cigar. And my mom is highly religious, and I was sort of waiting to see what she was saying. She was like, good. She got it. She knew what I was aiming for. Like, to get closer to things that you really want to be close to, you have to hold on or tether on to something that you can access. This was the starting point for me. Yeah, I did put out a new song, Guayana and Brooklyn. I shouldn't have even done that. I wasn't supposed to do that. I was sort of dissatisfied that I didn't have all the tools that I needed at the time to put out Collection 1. So I made the record, but I didn't intend on putting it out. I make songs all the time, and I just don't put them out. I make them for me. So I'm in the studio on the 8th, the day before, and I'm just making a record, and I'm trying to make something really aggressive because that's how I'm feeling in the moment. I get out the studio like 2:30 a.m. So I upload it to SoundCloud, and I'm about to send it to my homie over there. I'm sending it to Rennie Penny, standing in the room right now. So I'm waiting on him to hit me back, so I just checked the link. I'm like, wait, he must really like this. He played this a couple hundred times in the last 10 minutes. And I was like, wait, that math doesn't add up. I didn't click private on the link, So unintentionally, I released it. And people would comment, I was like, ah, fuck it. It wasn't even done. Albino blue. There's lots of different sounds within the body of work, and it's all held together by my fingerprint. So it's just a collection. It can't be an album, it can't be a mixtape. It's season 1, spring. And I think of things in terms of design. I'm not a designer, but I curate my life the way that I want to. Like, I go to the restaurant that I want to go to. I live in the area I want to live in. I want to do something really interesting, actually. I'm going to tell this to you now. So for the tour, so I'm going on tour. On tour, I'm making specific pieces to wear every night. It's like 20 dates. So you'll see 20 amazing pieces. And then I want to send all the silk shit that I made on tour by itself. So you should be able to go to something that feels like a gallery and just experience the silk. So fashion is an important point of view for me, because you get to express yourself differently. Like music, that's your voice, right? And then I tell you how to interpret me based on what I wear. This is what collection 1 is. Started a conversation. It's gonna be a good one.